Coaching staffs of the state of New Jersey, the battle on the field, battle off the field, and these games are always close, and it's going to be a chess match all night long, Jim.
We welcome everybody on the MSG Network, the MSG Cablevision Game of the Week. We are underway from Hoboken. St. Peter's Prep will receive the kickoff. A little mishap early on. Ball picked up by number 11, Danny Alvarez, and the Marauders will take over on offense.
But the tackle was by Sosa of Hoboken, not the way St. Peter's wanted to start the game. They're backed up now in their territory, but they got a fantastic running back in Cabral Edley. We've seen him earlier in the year, Jimmy, and watch him tonight because he could take it the distance at any time.
6 games on the year, 5-1. St. Peter's comes in. Cabral Edley already over 1,000 yards, 13 touchdowns, over 170 yards a game he averages. He is the feature back, number 20. Top of your screen, coming out of the backfield. We're underway on the Cablevision MSG Game of the Week. St. Peter's with the first play of the night, and it's Edley. Left side, he is stopped immediately by the right side of that Hoboken defense. And it's good defense at that. Let's take a look at our starting lineups. Here's the offensive backfield. Couple seniors right at the top. The QB, the elusive. He can move. Kellen Williams. There's Cabral Edley. 13 TDs on the year. The running back, Pete Bosales. The fullback is Mike Ganelli doing a great job. Danny Alvarez and Lou Guile from the receivers positions. How about the boys up front? Boyd, Ratniak, Keenan, Gruzelka, and Malakakis. Up front, trying to open up the holes for Cabral Edley. A Division I player is Cabral Edley. He will get a full ride somewhere soon. We shall see. Second down, it's Edley. Puts on the brakes early, breaks through the pack, spins off, picks up about 5 on the play. He'll be short of the first down. It'll bring up third down for St. Peter's Prep.
That's why he's such a good running back, because he made something out of nothing, Jim.
Here's the defense for Hoboken. Lots of guys going both ways. You'll see some of these guys on offense. The boys up front, Victor Correa, Juan Valdez, Chris Saponte, and Philip High on that defensive line. How about the linebackers? Vermon Estrella, Carlos Perez, big-time player, Manny Rodriguez, and Robert Braxton. In the secondary, Irv Reyes, Richie England, two-way player, and oh boy, get a look at that name right there, Tyrell Dortch.
Jimmy, you mentioned Richie England, a two-way player. He's the quarterback, but he got a bad shoulder, so he might not start tonight at quarterback.
Third down, let's see if we see our first pass of the game. Yes, we do. Flushed out of the pocket, Kellen Williams running. Kellen Williams is going to pick up the first down. Good instincts right there by the senior. And that is something Richie Hansen has spoke about. This guy can make up plays as he goes along. He can improvise.
Well, Jimmy, last year he was a receiver. This year they made him the quarterback, so he knows what to do when he gets the ball. Goes back to pass. Nobody open, does the wise thing, puts it back, and now he makes 56 minutes right here. Oop, see you later. And gets some yardage, gets the first down. And like you said, he is a weapon when he goes back to pass because of his running skills.
Yeah, he earned Robert Braxton's respect right there. So St. Peter's, nice job by the Marauders coming into enemy territory. Hoboken, wow, talk about dominance. They've won 56 of their last 57 high school football games. You can't do any better than that. First and 10 for the Marauders.
Jimmy, I think we have offsides on Hoboken. I think the one loss you're mentioning is the loss to Ramapo a few years back. That was a state playoff game, so if you want to talk about regular season games, the streak is even longer, so it's an amazing encroachment. Red.
And you don't have to go too far to look at the last team they've lost right here in Hudson County in the state of New Jersey. It is St. Peter's. And you see the defense offside, so that'll make it first and 5, but St. Peter's, October 14th, 1994, the last time Hoboken lost.
But that was at St. Peter's. So you have to go back to 1991, possibly, the last time they lost on this field in a regular season game. We're ending the decade.
First and short. Good situation for the St. Peter's offense. Out of the eye. Up steps Williams. It's Edley, second back through. Edley hops over the first tackler, picks up a couple, but Hoboken able to corral and will bring up second down and short for St. Peter's.
Well, St. Peter's like that zone running game. What they do is they got the big fellas up front. They say, listen, body on a body, and let Cabral Edley find the opening, and that's what Hoboken is thinking tonight. Make sure you stay at home. Make sure you don't run after the play, because Edley will cut back. He'll find an opening, and then he could be gone. So it's an interesting strategy. There's head coach Rich Hansen right now, who patterns that running game like the Dallas Cowboys and Seattle Seahawks.
Second down and 1. Williams barking out the call. First guy through is the fullback. Very close to the first down.
confident in your running back to run that system that he's going to make those type of decisions. You're basically not calling a running play. You're saying, find an opening, and it's up to you. And you talked about the fullback right there, Jimmy. When talking to Ed Stinson earlier in the day, Pete Gonzalez, he had a lot of respect for the fullback. He said, he's a player that we have to watch because he gets the dirty work done.
Pete Gonzalez, plain and simple, a football player. There's the skipper, 17 years on the sidelines for Hoboken. He has won 4 of the last 5 Group 3 state titles in New Jersey. An amazing run for Ed Stinson. 1st and 10. It's Edley. Edley breaks out of the pack. Breaking tackles. Cabral Edley along the right side. Approaches midfield, and you're seeing some of the skills that the senior possesses. Number 2-0 in your program.
That's the second time tonight where Carlos Perez came in and kind of shut him down in the backfield, and Cabral Edley was able to make something out of nothing, bounces back outside, and gets some positive yards. And look at the big fellas up front, Jim. They've got a big offensive line, does St. Peter's. And you'll see number 23, Carlos Perez, come into the screen in the backfield. He thinks he's got the play shut down. But no, the 2 players move him out, and Edley gets some positive yardage.
You talk about that size, and basically the size differential this game, folks, comes down to a parochial school in St. Peter's versus a public school in Hoboken. Parochials traditionally, predominantly, always attract bigger players because they are fielding players from a wider range.
They should get players from anywhere, Jimmy. Basically, anywhere in the state of New Jersey, even in New York, somebody wants to send their son to St. Peter's or their daughter to St. Peter's, they can. Hoboken, well, every year they've watched their enrollment dwindle and dwindle and dwindle, and that's a problem that Ed Stinson has been worrying about the last couple of years, but they keep winning.
1st and 10 for St. Peter's Prep. Ball sits at the 49-yard line. Just underway. First quarter on the Cablevision MSG Game of the Week. Gonzalez with a little motion. Quick pitch. To the outside goes Edley. Edley turns the corner. Cabral Edley, pure speed to get around that corner. Hoboken did not seal off that right side, and Edley able to get some positive yardage, and the Marauders are into Hoboken territory. First drive of the game.
Well, this is exactly what Ed Stinson was worrying about. He knows that they're bigger up front. He does not want to see his players getting worn down, and then they pitch it out to Edley. He's got that quickness, and all of a sudden that's a mismatch. So right now, Rich Hanson's good game plan. He's trying to hold on to the football, run it, and keep that Hoboken offense off the field.
And that is the game plan for Rich Hanson. Keep the offense of Hoboken off the field. 2nd down and 1. Ellen Williams, the senior, calling it out. Williams hands off Cabral Edley. Cabral Edley, gone. See you later. Cabral Edley does not get caught from behind. Into the end zone he goes. St. Peter's Prep strikes first.
Well, we talked about Cabral Edley as he gets to pick the hole. Look how far back he is from the line of scrimmage. By the time he gets the ball, his offensive players, his line up front, give him a huge hole to run through, and he blows right through there.
45 yards on the play for Cabral Edley in St. Peter's. Boy, this is a wake-up call for the Hoboken faithful here. They don't see too many teams come into JFK Stadium and put a 6 on the board first drive of the game.
Yeah, they have not trailed in many a contest down here.
If there was ever an automatic placement kicker in high school football, you're looking at him, Joe Nolan. Joe Nolan will kick for the Nittany Lions of Penn State next year.
He's a little banged up coming into this game, Jimmy. He might not kick.
And you're seeing it right there. Here's a byproduct, a little fake. Ganelli gets in for 2. Oh, little swing pass to Mike Ganelli. And Joe Nolan just a decoy on that play. And Rich Hanson, boy.
Look at Ganelli. He's like a little bowling ball. Look at him. He's all fired up.
Mike Ganelli off the formation.
A strange formation.
5 minutes into the game, it's Cabral Edley breaking loose, just what the Dr. Marota ordered here on the MSG Game of the Week. We'll take a quick break. Let's see how they handle adversity. Carlos Perez. Perez into the secondary. Here he goes. On his horse is Carlos Perez. Just like that, the Red Wings strikes back.
No flags, Jimmy. No penalty flags down on the field. And we talked about the explosiveness of that offense. They never got a chance to show it because those offensive players also are on special teams.
In these 2 teams, you have 4 or 5 Division I players. This is one of them right there. The senior Carlos Perez. Biggest problem with Carlos Carlos Perez is how many times can he get his hands on the ball from the split end position? Well, one of the ways is on the kickoff team, and you see the results right there. Coast to coast on that one.
Carlos Perez being recruited by a few dozen colleges, Jimmy, who, and after that run, it may go into the 40s or 50s.
Hoboken looking to tie this game up, lines up for 2. QB in there is Wilfredo Gomez. Here's his first snap. Gomez looking to throw. There's a flag down. There's that man again, but will it count?
Was it motion?
Carlos Perez went up and got it. Of course, if it goes against Hoboken, they'll march him 5 yards back and take another crack at it.
Will they take another crack at it?
Yes, it is. It is against Hoboken.
Will they elect to go for the extra point?
Makes it a little more difficult.
Illegal motion. Untimed down. Replay.
Our referee, Al Talafero. You'll be hearing from Al during the course of the night. So as you mentioned, Anthony, now the ball all the way back to the 9-yard line.
Well, it looks like they're going to go for it, like you said, Jim. They're going to go for 2, and they have a new kicker tonight, so maybe that's one reason why they elect to go for the 2 points. I know they're down by 2, so let's see what happens.
Wilfredo Gomez, senior in Hoboken, looking to throw again. Gomez into the end zone. Got him. On the money was Wilfredo Gomez.
Another scary thing, Jim, he's not even the starting quarterback. The starting quarterback is Richie Aikman, but he's got a shoulder injury. He's forced not to start tonight. They do play 2 quarterbacks here, in all fairness, but Gomez is the second quarterback, and he threw a strike.
Richie Bates hauls it in. The junior split in. Let's take another look at Carlos Perez. Good job by the boys on kickoff return. Laying a couple blocks on the inside, and Carlos Perez, look at him thrust through the teeth of the defense right there, and it's nothing but daylight from here on in for the senior. As Anthony mentioned, this guy's going to write his own ticket.
You know, the funny thing, Jimmy, Danny Alvarez, number 11 for St. Peter's, had a shot at tackling him, but by the time he decided whether to dive, he was gone.
St. Peter's used 4 first downs to get their 8 points on the board. Hoboken didn't even need a first down. They returned the kickoff. And here we go, back the other way. Return the kickoff is Cabral Edley to the sidelines. He goes, good return, out to about the 36-yard line.
So, Jimmy, you're St. Peter's, you come down, you get a great drive, you start off the game, you score a touchdown, you get the 2-point conversion. Everything's going your way, right? Wrong. Opening kickoff now for Hoboken. They score. That's got to take some air out of the balloon.
And you wonder how Hoboken would respond to adversity. That's the first time all year a team has put one on the first drive of the game, and boy, did they respond. When you got playmakers on the sidelines, it makes things a whole lot easier for the 17-year skipper, Ed Stinson. And he always, year in, year out, has the playmakers, but he has the system to surround these guys, and it translates into winning football games. 1st and 10 for the Marauders, locked up in an 8-8 first quarter score. Williams to Edley, second back throw, but picking him there, taking him on the low side on the defense. Number 31 for Hoboken.
Yeah, it looks like Manny Rodriguez was the first man there. He was, as he tripped him up, and a good penetration into that backfield. Jimmy, that's what you have to do against this running game. You got to get a guy back there and get into Edley's running before he can make a decision. And that's what he did. Before Edley was ready to pick a hole, he disrupted the play. Good play.
You don't have to pancake a guy to be productive and effective on defense. Just get him around the ankles and got him down. A loss of 1 on the play, 2nd down and 11. Look at how deep Edley is in this offensive set. They want to get his legs in motion when he gets that football. First down, Williams throws it out. Quick out pass, threw it too early on that one. They'll bring up 3rd down and long.
Well, what they're trying to do, Jimmy, also, St. Peter's, is tell Hoboken, we might throw the football. It's not just going to be all Cabral Edley tonight. They're trying to get a little respect out of that defense. Hoboken's not buying it. They got about 9 guys in the box right now. And why not? We've watched Cabral Edley this year. The most effective thing about him, Jimmy, is the way he breaks tackles. Doesn't look like a big kid, but he's tough to bring down one-on-one.
Rich Hansen and his club face a 3rd down and long. This is a passing situation right here for Kellen Williams. 3rd and 11. First quarter, game tied at 8. Williams back, feels the pressure, breaks out of the pocket. Kellen Williams needs more than that, but a good tackle right there. There's that man again.
Manny Rodriguez had a pretty good series there as a defensive player. And that's what Ed Stinson probably said to his troops. We do not allow our defense to be shown up like that. Probably got the guys fired up a little bit.
Manny Rodriguez, just a sophomore. Gotta love when those sophomores in a big varsity football game like that coming in and having a series, like you said, that's got to make a young man feel good.
Well, Hoboken's had to rely on a few sophomores this year. They've lost a few players due to graduation, and he expected the sophomores to contribute this year.
There's Joe Nolan, we mentioned, on his way to Penn State. Shaking off a little injury. He can still get off some boomers. Joe Nolan gets off a good one, and it's going to be our first look at Tyrell Dortch from his 30. Feeling his way through, crosses the 40. Dortch always making something happen down to about the 47. The flags come flying in. This will be an important flag for Hoboken's field position.
Was it possibly a face mask?
There he is, Tyrell Dortch. From a year ago, we've seen year to year, Anthony, just looks bigger and stronger, does the young man.
Illegal block on the run back. Red, Jimmy, you don't like to put pressure on a young man, but he really does have a pro-type build and talent. Whether that happens, well, you need a little luck. You need to work hard, but a lot of people talk about him like that.
Take a look at that Hoboken offense. The QB in there right now, Wilfredo Gomez, Giovanni Sosa. There's the fullback, the all-world Tyrell Dortch, 15 touchdowns on the year. Another guy who's getting done out of the backfield, Vladimir Ventura, had a big week last week. How about the guys who can catch the ball? Ramon Estrella and Carlos Perez, a Division I receiver. The boys up front, Aponte, Gonzalez, Castro, Sandy Sanchez, and Victor Gonzalez. Not a lot of size, but they got an outstanding scheme. First down and 10 for Hoboken. Here's Dortch, left side, Dortch. Up on first down, about 7. And Hoboken, Anthony, after getting down, has just re-grabbed the confidence of this St. Peter's defense. And we'll take a look at that defensive line. The boys up front, Mike Biondo, Mike Cronin, and Brian Selka. How about the linebackers? They're good. B. Magatti, Mike Kennelly is outstanding. Bo Salas is a football player through and through. Pat Farrell and Billy Rabbit. And the secondary, Mohamed Rios, Kellen Williams, the QB, and Augie Gonzalez. And they will have their work cut out, trying to keep guys from turning the corner.
Correa's had a game-saving tackle just a second ago.
Second down is short, second back through with some room. Big-time yardage right there for number 24, Giovanni Sosa. And right now, that wing team, big running machine of the Hoboken Red Wings, has it all churning in the right direction.
And that's not good for St. Peter's when you have contributions from other players outside of Carlos Perez and Tyrell Dortch, because, you know, the 1-2 punch of Perez and Dortch is very difficult to game plan. Now when you throw in other guys, it could be a rough night for the defense of St. Peter's. They've got to find a way of stopping that running game.
As they come up to the line, Carlos Perez, split wide right. First and goal for the Red Wings. Here comes Dortch. Dortch through the line of scrimmage down to about the 5-yard line where he stopped. Looked like number 41, Matt Andreades, put a hat on him.
St. Peter's gets a lot of tackles from their middle linebackers, Ganelli and Bosalas. And as the night goes on, you'll see those two guys will be calling their names a lot. But they're going to have to, so far really they've done a good job on Dortch. And you know they're keying on him. And then that's giving a little room for the other Hoboken runners.
Ryan Connell also on that last stop. Second down and goal now for the Red Wings. There's Tyrell. Gomez calls it out. Straight ahead they go. Straight dive. Close, he's in.
He just barely got in, Jim. St. Peter's had an excellent push up front by their nose guard. And maybe second or third effort that got him in.
Not all the size in the world for the Hoboken offensive line, but they work so hard 7 days a week, and Instinct knows that it all starts with those guys to open up some holes. And the senior QB, Wilfredo Gomez,
Looks like they'll kick it this time, Jimmy.
leads his team into the end zone. As you mentioned earlier, a change in the kicking spot. Starting kicker for Hoboken is Javier Galarza. This is Richie Bates. It's his first kick of the season, his first attempt. Sosa with the hole, the kick is down, and that one was not so much blocked as it was kicked right into the line. So Richie Bates probably feeling a little bit of that emotion with his first career kick, and that'll keep the 1 point off the board and keep this game a 6-point game at 14-8. Taking a look at the touchdown, good push left side. Second effort. After he took a good lick by Brian Grzelka. After opening up with an 8-point lead, but he knows he's going to have to score to win in this ball game, and this is going to be a big-time slug-him-out affair for him if he's going to win. He knows what he's up against in this outstanding Hoboken squad.
You know, years have gone by through this rivalry, and the names have changed. It's some of the most talented players to come out of Hudson County. You got Rashard Casey, who's playing at Penn State quarterback. You got Anthony Jordan, the linebacker from Michigan, from St. Peter's, and Pedro Sereno, and Wilbur Valdez down at Miami. So they've had a lot of great players, but it's ultimate defense every year. And we've never seen that type of offense from these two teams. Tonight we're seeing a lot of points.
Hoboken to kick off once again. Fielding the ball will be Danny Alvarez. Alvarez coming to the right side. Alvarez up to about the 25-yard line. Trips up at the 26. And St. Peter's will take over with decent field position.
And that's what these two coaches, Jimmy, take more pride in, is their special teams and their defense. And through the years, we've seen the games where 7-6, you know, not really high scoring at all. But tonight, looks like that's going to go out the window, and the offense is going to pave the way.
You see Richie talking to his QB. He is so happy with Kellen Williams and his play in 1999. He says every week he gets more comfortable. Every week he feels a little better at the quarterback position. And Richie says, I'm kind of like having this non-traditional kind of quarterback, a guy who relies on his athleticism, improvisational work, not just a 6'1" or 2 big throwing guy, a guy who does a little bit of everything. Cabral Edley, 70 yards already. Edley to the outside, breaking for good yardage once again, and he looks like he is close to a first down. Cabral Edley, 6 carries, about 79 yards in the opening quarter, so he is getting off in a hurry.
Well, Cabral Edley's line is doing an excellent job up front. They're just pushing the Hoboken players around, getting a man on, and look up front. Edley doesn't get touched, and he just cuts back, and finally he's brought down, it looks like by Herb Reyes, finally brings him down. A good open field tackle on a tough running back to bring down one-on-one.
Very close to a first down, Cabral Edley. He has really captured some attention in Hudson County in 1999 and leading these Marauders to a 5-1 mark. And they need him to be the man for this team.
You know, Jimmy, that's one meal you don't want to be at, is that St. Peter's prep pregame meal. I don't think you're going to get much to eat with those big fellas up front. I don't think there's going to be a lot of leftovers. They are some big boys down there.
Sure, 300-pounders and then some. To protect that man, Kellen Williams. And St. Peter's responding on this drive with a first down. Hoboken had the momentum after scoring 14 unanswered points. Let's see if St. Peter's can strike back once again. First and 10. Ball sits just inside the 39-yard line. A little motion by Gonzalez. Williams to throw. Looks downfield. Got a man complete. Close to another first down. Looked like the man who hauled that one in, John Talty.
Nice catch by Talty. It was a little high, but he was able to concentrate and bring it down. And Jimmy, that will only help the St. Peter's offense tonight. You can open it up, get some completed passes. I mean, that's going to make it very difficult for that Hoboken defense to put 9 guys in the box and try to shut that running game down.
John Talty from the tight end spot. Good grab by the 6-foot junior. Second down and short. Good situation for the offense once again. First back through. hit immediately, but it looks like it's going to be enough for a first down.
Hit immediately again by Rodriguez, the super sophomore, Manny Rodriguez, but it looks like you said, he may have gotten it anyway.
Yeah, Bonsolis, tough inside runner, likes the straight dives, but really likes to open the holes for Edley.
Rodriguez had a shot on him, grabbed the leg, but Bonsolis falls forward.
Boy, the sophomore Rodriguez really coming from his linebacker spot, doing a nice job early on. You see the ball sits right at the H, Hoboken, midfield. 1st and 10 for the Marauders. Williams to Edley. Edley looking left side, but he's tripped up and goes down.
Good penetration. Looked like Estrella, it was. On the right side, Ramon Estrella, who's playing with a cast, I think, on the right arm. And he was able to trip up Cabral Edley before Edley was able to get some positive yards.
Let's see if we can see the penetration by Ramon Estrella. You see right there?
Trying to trip them up like a bowling ball.
2nd down and 10 now for St. Peter's. And you see that left hand with that big club-like cast. And of course the referees check that cast out before the game. Soft enough to play. Can't use it as a weapon, so he's in there. Edley once again, single setback, deep, gets it going. Edley actually traveled 5 yards with the ball, but he starts so deep that he's only going to pick up 1 or 2 on the play.
You know, he almost got tripped up again in the backfield by Victor Carrera. This time he picked up his speed a little bit, and like you said, got about 4 or 5 yards until Rodriguez brought him down.
That'll bring up 3rd down on a passing situation for St. Peter's Prep. Look at some of the size across the front there. Look at number 78, Greg Malakauskas. 6'4", 300 pounds. And Rich Hansen, he likes to have guys like that up front.
And you talked about some big guys. I mean, his friends are big too. 260 pounds. Go Brian Gozelka.
Williams to pass. Williams feeling the pressure on the run. Kellen Williams throws this one towards the sideline. And is it intercepted? Yes, it is. It'll go the other way. That ball was picked off by Herb Reyes.
Well, that was a fine athletic play by Herb Reyes, Jimmy. And I believe that's really the one way that St. Peter's could be in trouble tonight, when they are forced to do things that they don't normally do. And that time, maybe Williams would have better off to just throw that out of bounds, but he tries to make a play. He's under pressure. He tries to throw it up. But this team has too many athletes, and they make you pay when you make a mistake.
Ball sits at the 30-yard line, and on 3rd down and long, Anthony, almost like a long punt right there. So not the worst thing that could happen to St. Peter's early in this ball game. 2nd back through, looking, finding some room. Giovanni Sosa. And Sosa, you come in thinking we're going to see Tyrell George. You're thinking, of course, Vladimir Ventura, number 2. And all of a sudden, Sosa emerging from the pack. So they are playing right into the notion that they're going to overkey on those other guys.
Well, that's good coaching right there, Jimmy. I mean, Hoboken knows that St. Peter's has built their whole defensive game plan and trying to slow down number 34, Terrell Dortch. So now they're going to go the other way to Sosa. And as a defensive coach, that's very difficult to handle. You don't mind getting beat by the best player on that team, but when you're getting beat by other guys, it's very, very frustrating for a defense.
And St. Peter's, you could tell, was lining up in the neutral zone. That will be a penalty, or check that. It will not be a penalty. It will be the conclusion of our first 12 minutes. So Al Taliaferro and the officials, they show you.
New York Pro Football fans, get all the latest on...
We are at JFK Stadium, Hoboken, New Jersey, with this game of the week. Hoboken in possession of the ball. Ball sits to the 46-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Red Wings. We've seen a lot of running Red Wings early in this one. Tyrell George on the carry. George bottled up along the point of attack. Good job by the defense right there.
First quarter stats provided by Jeff Hennig. Jeff, you know, did a good job as he mapped it all out for us. 89 yards for St. Peter's in the first quarter, mostly by Cabral Edley, and for Hoboken, 78 yards, and those came on a couple big runs by Ventura and Sosa.
St. Peter's leads in the first down department 6-3, but Hoboken scoring on the kickoff return, so that is why you see the point differential. Second down, it's Dortch, left side. Dortch bottled up nicely. Looked like Mike Ganelli, one of the strong defensive players, able to grab a hold of Tyrell Dortch. Dortch and his Hoboken Red Wings, they are part of the MSG Daily News Top 10, the Tri-State Poll. And look at, check it out, lots of Jersey schools. Freddie Stengel's BC Club, #1 at 7-0. Del Barton and Green Wave, they got a tough one tomorrow against Wayne Valley. Hunterdon Central, Greenwich out of Connecticut. St. Joe's, Tony Carsage's club out of Montvale. There's Hoboken at #6. We'll get back to the poll in a second. Third down for the Red Wings. Looking to throw is Gomez. Gomez flushed out of the pocket. Gomez still looking. He's not going to get there. Tracked down by Botsolis. Anthony looked like Wilfredo Gomez might have had an opportunity to run on that play early, but once he waited, Botsolis was able to get his eye on him.
I don't think he ever saw number 34 because I think he was looking downfield was Gomez, and Botsolis showing good range. The middle linebacker just tracked him down, and what a big play for that St. Peter's defense.
Hoboken in punt formation, just underway here in the second quarter. Hoboken leads this ball game by 6.
You know, St. Peter's was in the top 20, or actually they were on a taxi squad on that MSG Daily News poll at the beginning of the season.
Hoboken a punt this one. Good, deep punt, driving over the receivers for St. Peter's. There will be no chance of a return on this one. Outstanding. Denicio Castro really got that punt away for Hoboken. And back to the MSG Daily News poll. You see Hoboken at #6 right there at 6-0. Some more Jersey schools. Piscataway, Brentwood out of Long Island at 6-0. St. Anthony's out of that Catholic League in New York at 6-1. Their only loss on the year to the #5 school, St. Joe's of Montvale, and Morristown. Oh, the Colonials, can they get it going? Looking for another state title at 6-0, but you mentioned St. Peter's Prep on that taxi squad. But a lot of these schools, real staples of the MSG Daily News poll. Hoboken, St. Joe's, Bergen Catholic looking to finish #1 once again.
You know how difficult that has to be for Mike Quick to put that thing together. You know, nobody's ever happy because everybody thinks they're the best team in the state. But Mike watches all the teams in the Tri-State. He does it as fairly as it can be.
First down, it's Headley along the right side. Headley, he has had room at the line of scrimmage getting outside. That's the way it is with the polls, though. Fuchs, you know that. If you're #6, you want to be #5. If you're 2, you think you should be 1.
The only thing that's difficult in that poll is that if, you know, you start off the season on top, you know, and you don't lose, you're staying there because how can you be dropped? I mean, Mike Quick doesn't believe in running up points, and that's true. I mean, you can't base the poll on what team outscores another team. You win, you stay on top, and I have to agree with that.
Ed Stinson, he's always part of the polls. Rich Hansen, he finished #1 in 1994 in the state of New Jersey. Second down and 5 for the Marauders. They trail by 6. A little motion by Ganelli. Here is Headley once again, right side. Headley will get the first down. And St. Peter's able to get moving.
We'll never forget that magical year when St. Peter's knocked off Bergen Catholic back in 1994 and became the #1 team in the state of New Jersey. Because of that victory, a lot of people said, hey, they beat the best team, they should be the best team. And when they beat them in Giant Stadium...
Oh, they beat them in the right place when you want to come up with a big-time victory. Giant Stadium. First and 10. St. Peter's ball sits at the 35-yard line. It's Headley once again. Headley, they are looking to take advantage of that right side. Not too much room this time. Closed out in a hurry. Looked like #1 for the defense, Victor Correa. The senior was there to shut that one down. Give Mike Quick some credit, though, on that MSG poll. Mike Quick is a man who gets out to the ball games. He scours himself all over the tri-state area. He'll be in Jersey to see Rich Hansen and Coach Ed Stinson on a Friday night. He'll be in Connecticut on a Saturday. He'll be in the New York Catholic Leagues on a Sunday. He gets out there to see those teams, so he knows firsthand who should be part of that poll. A couple guys right here. Lots of mutual respect with those two gentlemen, football coaches. Second down. They go to the big fella coming out of the backfield. Grinds ahead for a couple yards. Picks up about 2. Did Botsolis. And they'll bring up a third down for St. Peter's Prep.
You know, Rich Hansen and Ed Stinson, they do it by the book. They're very disciplinary coaches. They believe that the education comes first, and then athletics comes second. And you see it, how they graduate their students and their football players. They all qualify for college. They're all playing in Division I schools. Not everyone, but, you know, they get a large chunk of players that go on to the next level. And they're very good students in the classroom, so they're getting it done on both sides.
Danny Alvarez split wide left, and Danny forgot the snap count.
Danny, if you forget the snap count, it's always good to turn your head a little bit, maybe check that ball, false start.
Got the snap. Maybe Danny is thinking about going to the Arena League. In the Arena League, those wide receivers, they can release before the ball is snapped.
Yeah, but not forward. Just
it'll back him up a little bit. Kellen Williams.
Yeah, no, maybe Kevin forgot the snap count. Or instead, he just decided not to snap it.
That's a tough penalty because they were 3rd down and 5, and with a guy like Cabral Edley, you could swing it out to him and ask him to get that 5 yards. But now at 3rd down and 10, I think the senior Kellen Williams will be looking to throw this ball. Once again, Alvarez split wide left, a little motion this time by Tosca. Looking to throw. Williams feels the pressure, flushed out, throws downfield, off the fingertips, intercepted once again. It's Irv again. Irv Reyes has his 2nd interception of the first half.
He was in the right place at the right time. Ball just bounced off of St. Peter's Prep chest, and Reyes was running after him, and it just stuck to the number 5 right below Red Wing.
And Irv is saying, I've seen it all the way. Take a look at Williams. Good pressure. That's Tyrell Dortch coming from his linebacker spot. And look who's blocking him, Edley.
I think this time, though, Williams should have had this ball caught. And he put it a little bit high, and it was tipped. How many times do you see that, Jimmy? The ball gets tipped by a receiver, and one of the members of the secondary goes the other way with it.
Now, this interception hurts a little more. You see the ball is inside St. Peter's territory. 1st and 10. Vladimir Ventura, left side. Vladimir running hard, picks up about 7 on 1st down. Good 1st down play for the Hoboken Red Wings. And Vladimir Ventura, senior, really coming into his own. Had a big game just a week ago against a Hudson County opponent in Emerson. And he is really looking to keep the momentum going for himself in his senior year.
Well, that was a big win for Hoboken last week because it basically established another county championship for Hoboken, who has dominated the 90s here in Hudson County.
6 straight conference county titles for Hoboken. Here's Dortch, right side. Dortch to the outside. Dortch turns the corner. Tyrell Dortch into the secondary. One man can get him, and he will not. TD is his nickname. That's his initials, and that's where he goes. Tyrell Dortch.
Well, it was only a matter of time, Jimmy, before TD made his presence felt down here in Hoboken. A very talented tailback. And Dortch does a good job of stringing us out, waiting, and then makes his one move, and he's off to the races. He just waited, and he outran a prep defender, like you said, very difficult to catch from behind.
Tyrell Dortch, he can beat you with his strength by breaking tackles. He can beat you with his elusiveness by making you miss. And brother, once he gets in front of you, he's got the breakaway speed. He will just run away from you.
It is amazing the running backs that Hoboken has had over the past 10 years that have played down here on this field.
Wilfredo Gomez looking for the 2. Wilfredo to the end zone. Wilfredo overthrows his man, looking for Carlos Perez. So the only area of deficiency tonight for Hoboken has been the extra points. But hey, if you put the 6s up in bunches, sometimes the 1s and the 2s don't mean a hill of beans. And on this night, it's the all-world player. This afternoon, Florida State was here. Notre Dame was here. Ohio State was here, just paying him a visit. Tyrell Dortch, pay dirt city into the end zone, and Tyrell is showing the tri-state area the goods are here in Hoboken football country. We're back on the game of the week right after this. Well-deserved rest. 300 yards a week ago for Tyrell Dortch, and Ed Stinson, after trailing 8-0, has scored 20 unanswered points. Dortch runs of 25, now 69 yards on the afternoon. All together, kickoff, low ground ball, picked up by the upbacks on St. Peter's Prep, going to the turf. Looks to be number 21 for the Marauders, Liam Maloney.
All right, now Now, St. Peter's has to go back to that basic game plan, Jimmy. We talked about it. It's very simple. Hold on to the football, make sure Edley gets his hands on the ball, and keep Hoboken's offense off the field. They accomplished that for most of the first quarter, and Hoboken's defense now has stepped up to the challenge, kind of slowed down that St. Peter's running game. So Rich Hansen has to find a way to get that running game going again and keep Hoboken's offense off the field.
They trail by 12 points. Still plenty of time to go. They will not abandon the game plan yet. Here's Edley on first down, crosses over the 35 to about the 36, and Rich Hansen's club.
Right, we got a St. Peter's offensive lineman down on the play.
Rich Hansen, we spoke to him earlier before this game on the thought of playing from behind in this game as Hoboken really jumps out on teams. He said, I hope to avoid playing from behind. What if we do? I like the character of my team. I like my team's ability to come back in this one. Yes, one of the Marauders down on the field. Looks like they're working on that right knee calf area of number 77 for St. Peter's, Anthony Boyd, the junior offensive tackle, 6'2", 260 pounds. And I hate to tell you, Anthony, but it doesn't look good for Boyd. He seems to be in a lot of pain.
Yeah, you hate to see him working on the knee anytime, Jimmy.
Lots of big bodies. Let's take another look. Maybe we can see what happened to number 77, Anthony Boyd, the junior for St. Peter's. There he is, right side of your screen. Let's see if he comes back into the picture. Okay, there's Boyd. This might be a rollover right here. Boyd pushing forward, pushing forward. And there he comes right there. Number 56 rolls up on the right ankle of Boyd.
Well, if it's the right ankle, that's okay, but it's not, as long as it's not the knee, Jimmy.
Tough break right there, and I believe it is the right ankle. Anthony Boyd right now cannot put any weight on that 260-pound frame. 6'2", and I would think Anthony Boyd is done for the night. Hopefully, just a bad sprain, and after a week of rehab and conditioning, they can get him back on the field. But Anthony Boyd looks to be through for the evening.
You saw Dr. Kevin Julian there in the middle of it, holding the leg, and he's a pretty respected doctor in Hudson County. Does a lot of the care for St. Peter's and Hoboken players over the years.
Boyd yet to put any weight on that right foot. 2nd down and 8 for St. Peter's. What a glorious night for football in Hoboken. The Marauders with trips right. Here's a little motion. Kellen hands off to the motion back. It's Cabral Edley. Cabral being dragged down from behind. Number 31 on your play. And what a first half. An outstanding first half from Manny Rodriguez. The 10th grader, the sophomore, is having a night.
Well, he had a little help from his friends, but you're right, Jimmy. He has really shown up to play, and somebody has to. You watch, they run a little different play here. They bring Edley back this way, and he can break tackles so easily. And Rodriguez just never let go of him. He just held on to his hips and forced him down.
Big stiff arm on Rich England. 3rd down and about 4. Williams looking to throw. Swings it out. Williams incomplete. Good defense. Dortch on the coverage. He let Edley know even if you catch it, you're going to take a look. And the Red Wing defense has held. And Hoboken has really settled into this ball game here into the 2nd quarter after letting St. Peter's drive down. Here's another look at the throw.
I don't think it was... well, it could have been caught, Jimmy. I don't know. What do you think?
Looked like it was a little out front of Cabral Edley.
No pass interference?
No, it looked like the contact came simultaneous with the ball passing by. I give him an okay on that one.
Oh.
Joe Nolan.
Okay, Mr. Official.
The Penn State bound punter is in there. Joe can get off some big ones, and Hoboken is set deep. They respect the right foot of Joe Nolan. Nolan gets off a high driving kick that'll head towards the sidelines. The ball will go out at about the 25-yard line, so a 35-yard punt. But that's not Joe Nolan, but unreturnable.
Exactly, Jimmy. That's the best part of that kick. You got Carlos Perez and Terrell Dortch back there, and that's a double-edged sword. Joel makes sure that neither of them can field it.
And Ed Stinson says, anytime I'm in kickoff return or punt return, it's like our first offensive play of that series with those two guys back there.
So Nolan really with a heads-up play and a perfect punt, neutralizing that 1-2 punch.
Richie England and Wilfredo Gomez usually alternate at QB, but with the injury to England, Wilfredo Gomez is going through and through tonight. First down and 10 for the Red Wings. Handoff inside. What a good first half for Sosa. Giovanni Sosa, another sophomore out there getting it done. You see it so often on the high school football scene now that coaches are getting the youngsters involved. They want to start that maturation process, that growth process early and often in these guys' careers.
Well, we saw Terrell Dortch as a sophomore, and he returned a pretty big fumble for a touchdown against Ramapo in a state championship game, and he just had a feeling from that point on he was going to be a pretty special player as he grew up.
Yeah, what a magical afternoon that was. Chris Sims now at Texas. Greg Toll now at Boston College for Ramapo. All kinds of players on the field. Here's Vladimir Ventura left side. Ventura. And you know that Ed Stinson right now just trying to keep St. Peter's defense guessing on who will handle the rock. It'll bring up about a second down and 7. Coach Terso and the rest of the staff here at Hoboken, a cast of thousands. Football guys through and through. They love it. They breathe it. They watch films. They have lunch meetings, dinner meetings. They meet on Saturday nights.
They spend more
meet
time
on
with
Sundays.
each other than they do their own families. They really
are brothers. And they are on a mission to win football games, and that they do. Second down for Hoboken. Up about the 40-yard line. Penalty comes in on the play. Dortch left side. This one will probably come back. But Anthony, when you talk about this coaching staff and the hours they put in, and really the success that's translated, these guys have won 56 of 57 football games. 56 of 57.
And you know what, Jimmy? You know what makes them so good? I can remember coming into their coach's office, and they still talk about the one loss. I mean, it's like the 56 doesn't even count. They still remember the one loss 3 years ago, and if this player would have blocked this guy and this guy would have, we would have won that game. And that's where you know they're not satisfied with the 56. They're worried about that one mistake, that one day when they weren't perfect.
And they, you know what? They're gentlemen in the fact that they don't deny that loss. They were beaten on that day, and Ed Stinson will tell you, we lost that day, and we lost to the best quarterback on the high school scene in America in Chris Sims, and we accept that loss.
And they came back the next year to that same team.
And redemption.
Exactly.
The General Stinson, 17 years, heads out to see his troops. His Red Wings lead by 12 points, 20-8 in the second quarter. You're watching the Cablevision MSG High School Football Game of the Week. Tackles, big first half for Giovanni Sosa. He is getting some carries and seeing some action in this ball game.
Right now, Hoboken is go with Sosa and Ventura, and then when they figure St. Peter's is making adjustments, they give it to Terrell Dortch.
Sosa, you can tell right there, he looks like a sophomore getting beat up a little bit by a big team like St. Peter's. Sosa
Wait, Coach, what about the senior, Coach? What about Terrell Dortch? All the big colleges, they're recruiting him. How come I'm getting the ball off tonight?
This didn't happen last year in the freshman games. I'm hurting in the first half. Boy, these guys are laying some legs on me. The senior Wilfredo Gomez brings him up 3rd down and 4. It's Vladimir Ventura, left side. Vladimir turns the corner, running for tough yardage. Very close to a first down. Looks like he's going to get a good spot right here. But that was a big play for the St. Peter's defense to stop, and I don't think they stopped Ventura. This is going to be a first down, and a big one at that, as the clock rolls with 2:26 to go in the first half. And if you're the St. Peter's defense, the prerogative right here is don't let one of these guys get loose. You're down by 12. It's a lead Rich Hansen can deal with going in at halftime, but you don't want them to park another one into the end zone and make that 12-point lead 20 or that 12-point lead 18 or 19. Right here, you got to find a way to stop these guys with 2:26 to go and go back to work in the second half. 1st and 10 for Hoboken. Here's second back through is Vladimir Ventura. Vladimir Ventura into the secondary. One man to beat it. He'll get there. Oh, we just said it, and that's what happens. Vladimir Ventura showing the speed into the end zone. Wow.
Do you see the way he ran away from Mohamed Reyes? I mean, Ventura was off to the races, and you just said, you know, basically everything that went wrong for St. Peter's. 2:26. You can't give up a touchdown going in. Next play, touchdown.
Ed Stinson told me before this game, as I talked about Vladimir Ventura and how good he was a week ago, that I was surprised. He said, you know, Vladimir is the fastest player on this team. He's our fastest breakaway back. And I was surprised to hear that with guys like Dortch and Carlos Perez. And, brother,
they're going to have to get him down there, you know, after this game. Have Perez and Dortch about 130 yards would be, and you could be at the end there.
Yeah, I will be at the end. You're right on that one. Rich Hansen, this one hurts, as we said. All of a sudden, it's not a two-score ball game anymore. Ed Stinson, how many times has he seen his backfield tandems break loose? It's a backfield trio tonight. And there's Vladimir Ventura.
You know, I talked to Ed Stinson today, and I said, you know, some of the local papers were predicting that Hoboken would lose this game. If I'm the opposing coach, I call up the writer and say, thank you for aggravating a team that has just lost, has won 56 out of 57 games. That's not how you want to see, you know, it was motivation for Hoboken. They have a local paper saying that they're going to lose St. Peter's tonight.
And Rich Hansen said all the nonsense that goes on in the press, he could do without.
I mean,
it's about a football game.
You think he wants to see the paper where somebody's predicting that St. Peter's is going to come down here and beat Hoboken, and now you got the Hoboken kids fired up? Someone have to beat this team on your own.
Extra point attempt up and good. And back onto the field was the hurt Javier Galarza.
He didn't even have the Hoboken helmet on.
He told the coaches, I can go. Well, pursuit, and that really yards deep in the backfield. Clock is stopped with 8 seconds to go in the first half. Take another look, but look at the pursuit right side. Coming in with some good pressure. Phillip High. It was high. It was 31. That man, Manny Rodriguez, and it was Chris Aponte. A little Malachi crunch from those three guys.
Well, Jimmy, they were coming from the outside. They were coming from up the middle. They might have come from the sidelines. Hoboken had many red jerseys in that St. Peter's backfield.
And, you know, we talked about St. Peter scoring that first touchdown, how important it was for them. But what it has seemingly done is light a fire under Hoboken. They have been quicker off the ball from that point on.
Well, Hoboken really hasn't been in too many close games this year. St. Peter's, on the other hand, they won a game last week by a last-second field goal. So they played some tight games. They got one loss to Memorial this year. But Hoboken, most of the season, has had big leads and hasn't been tested. So Ed Stinson saw his team tested early. And I kind of woke up to the gentleman of the Red Wings on that sideline. You know, he had some choice words for that defense, and they've come back and responded.
I believe Hoboken called timeout right here with 8 seconds to
smart
go.
play, Jimmy. You got Carlos Perez and Terrell Dortch back there. Why not give him another opportunity to field the punt? Let's see if Joe Nolan, though, gives him that opportunity.
Ball sits on the 30-yard line. Hoboken showing return.
They'll return it.
Nolan gets off a high punt. Looked like Dortch almost raised his hand for a fair catch, but he'll be able to return it. They'll get up to about the 36, but the clock will strike 0-0 on the first half. Good sportsmanship by the guys, helping each other up. But Tyrell Dortch and his mates will roll off the field with a comfortable lead. It wasn't all Dortch in the first half, but he was certainly there when they needed him to do his part. After 24 minutes of play on the MSG Game of the Week, one of the top teams in the state of New Jersey, the Red Wings of Hoboken, and that man, the senior, Vladimir Ventura, he was the primest of prime timers in the first half, running away from opponents. 100-plus yards for Vladimir in the first half. He propels the Red Wings to a 19-point differential. They lead this ball game 27-8. Halftime is next on the Game of the Week.
Madison Square Garden presents the Chase Championships of the WTA Tour. Chase is the Women's Tennis World Championship, and only the top 16 players compete. The championships start November 15th, but don't wait. The best seats are available right now. Call 212-465-6521 for tickets and information. That's 212-465-6521.
celebrate the last Christmas of the century with the warmest memory of all. American Express presents A Christmas Carol, a musical as memorable as the spirit itself. Starring Tony Roberts and Reginald Bell Johnson, A Christmas Carol at the theatre at Madison Square Garden. Experience the magic. Call Ticketmaster today.
Hope you enjoyed the first half of our tri-state area high school football game of the week. For the second half, let's go back out to the campus of Hoboken High School and John F. Kennedy Stadium.
We are back at JFK Stadium on this Cablevision MSG game of the week. And a first half that started out like an explosion. The St. Peter's Prep Marauders, they take their first possession of the game, drive the length of the field. Their guy, Cabral Edley, goes in from 43 yards out. They hit a two-point conversion to take an 8-0 lead. From that point on, it's been all the Red Wings. 27 unanswered points. The term is that speed kills, and it was all kinds of speed in the first half for Hoboken. Carlos Perez answered St. Peter's touchdown off the ensuing kickoff, going 85-plus yards in for the touchdown. From there, it's been Vladimir Ventura, over 100 yards, and of course, Tyrell Dortch. And Hoboken will start off the second half in possession. Ball bounces around, picked up by Dortch at about the 15-yard line. Dortch crosses the 25, takes it, cuts it to the inside. Dortch across the 40 to the 42. So tough is Tyrell Dortch. And the Red Wings offense will take the field with a 19-point lead.
Jimmy, bad news on Boyd, the offensive lineman, Anthony Boyd for St. Peter's. He did injure his knee, and he will not be back.
So one of the big fellas up front.
I just saw him, and he had to return to the field on crutches.
Some of your first half stats. Hoboken with 6 first downs. We mentioned the touchdowns. Perez, but Ventura, 117 yards on the ground for Vladimir Ventura. Dortch with 60 yards on the ground, and Sosa with 44 yards. Here's Hoboken, first down and 10. Tyrell Dortch running inside, picks him about 2, where he stopped at about the 45-yard line. On the other side of the ledger, St. Peter's Prep with 7 first downs. So the first downs, Anthony, virtually even. Edley with 114 yards and a touchdown. That's always good news when Cabral Edley explodes for over 100 yards, but only got into the end zone once.
Talked to Rich Hansen at halftime. He said, hey, our guys are in position to make plays. We just are not making them. That's the frustrating thing. We had bodies around these guys, but you got to bring them down. These kids are too talented. You miss a tackle, they're off to the races. And he looked at his team and he challenged them to stop them on this first possession if they're going to turn this game around.
12 years out the helm of the Marauders of St. Peter's Prep. Rich Hansen, second down and 8 for Hoboken. To pass, looking, is Gomez. Gomez is throwing a deep ball, and look at Carlos Perez. Carlos Perez breaks through, dancing along the sidelines, but that is how a receiver just goes up and takes it away.
Well, you know, St. Peter's got a little break on that, Jimmy, because number 44 for St. Peter's, Pat Burrell, was clearly held. The Hoboken player had the back of the jersey if you can get a replay. But, you know, you're a good team. You get away with things like that. You got Carlos Perez, and he makes the big catch. So tough to bring down.
You know, with all these running backs of Hoboken, maybe Carlos Perez is a little underutilized, but right there you see the Division I skills that he possesses.
Watch 44 at the bottom of the screen. He'll put the pressure on, and that hand right there grabbing the jersey. You know, the official, unfortunately, is on the other side.
But watch the play on the ball. Carlos Perez going up over the defender. Well, that's big time. Here's Vladimir Ventura. If a huge first half bounces outside, he'll do a nice job making something out of nothing.
You know, I talked to Ed Simpson. He thought he was losing 27-8 at half. He was like, we don't coach one half. I'm not satisfied with the first half. I told my kids we got to come out and play harder in the second half. I said, okay, coach, good first half. I got about as much as I was going to get from him.
Ed Stinson, the man in charge of the Hoboken Red Wings, and Hoboken back in business on offense in the second half, going right at it. Ball sits at the 32-yard line. There's the senior, Wilfredo Gomez.
They have a lot of confidence in his passing ability, Jimmy.
Second down and 8. Here's Vladimir again, looking at the left side, does not turn the corner. Good job by the right side of that St. Peter's Prep defense. defensive line to close down the corner in a hurry.
The last couple years, Hoboken has gotten away from just being a primarily run team. They're not afraid to pass the ball, and when you have Carlos Perez back there, why not throw it up to him?
Pat Farrell with the tackle. Second down and long once again, and we will see Wilfredo Gomez look to throw the ball. Third down, figure about 8 yards to go.
Is this 2 down territory, Jim?
Absolutely, you would think so. Too far to kick it, too close to punt it. Here's Gomez. Third and long, a little motion by Ventura. Gomez looking right side to throw. Gomez is looking end zone. Going up that time. Good defense on the part of the other QB.
Kelvin Williams.
Kelvin Williams playing defense one-on-one with Carlos Perez. He did the job. Now 4th down and 8. And here's a bit of a quandary for Ed Stinson. You're too far to ask your backup kicker to kick one from 47 yards. So you got to go for it.
I don't think there's much of a decision.
Rich Hansen imploring his defense to stay tough right here and keep Hoboken off the board. Gomez to the line of scrimmage. 4th down and 8. Looking to throw. Gomez to the end zone. Deep ball. Got a man. Carlos Perez. Did he drop it? Yes, he did. Oh, Carlos Perez will have trouble sleeping tonight. Had that ball in his hand, just could not hold on, but you can't say enough about the ball Gomez threw. That one was on the money.
Carlos either getting up disappointed in himself or a little shaken up. I'm not... Let's see, the ball was put perfectly up there, Jimmy, and Carlos ran into the goalpost. That's what really shook him up, but he should have caught that football.
Carlos Perez. And that's football. We all have to move back. A few plays ago, Carlos Perez going up over the defender to pull the ball back. A spectacular catch, and here just a couple plays later, he's got 3 steps on the defender, nobody around. Wilfredo Gomez, a quarterback can't lay the ball in any better than he does here. I like stride. Look at the good spiral on the ball. Outstanding pass at Carlos. Oh, it was too easy. And you see him into the goalpost right there, a little shaken up on the play. But Carlos Perez is coming off the field right now. He is okay. And St. Peter's, they dodged the bullet right there.
You're right, they did. That's one that Carlos Perez will say he should have caught.
And you have to say, on 4th down and 8, how did Carlos Perez get so wide open?
That's what I'm thinking. You go 23, they're going to 23. But you know what, Jimmy? He's just an exceptional athlete.
Here's Kelvin Williams, who sprints off the left side. Cabral Edley.
Maybe that puts a little life back into the St. Peter's team. You know, feel, hey, we got to stop. Maybe it wasn't the way we planned it, but they got to stop.
I tell you, this Hoboken defense has made a couple of adjustments on Cabral Edley. He had that first series where he was gaining big chunks of yardage, then the 43-yard touchdown. Since that point, it's been tough sledding for Cabral Edley. And give credit to the Hoboken defense. They have slowed him down at the point of attack. George and Perez talking, and Carlos Perez saying, I can't believe I just dropped that ball.
It's going to look worse when he sees the replay.
Kelvin Williams, 2nd down and 3. Edley set up deep. Little draw off the right side. Edley not going to get there. Doesn't even make it back to the line of scrimmage. And that's the risk you run when you hand off so deep in the backfield that if the pursuit is there, you're going to be taken for a loss.
Good job by Estrella. He got into the backfield. We said Hoboken's not big, but they're quick. Good penetration. And you know, it's easy if Cabral has some running space back there, but now Hoboken's getting such deep penetration that it's really causing havoc back there.
You saw number 21, Ramon Estrella. Kind of looks like a rock'em sock'em robot with that big cast on. Look at some of the big guys for St. Peter's. You need something to go at these guys. There's some lumber up on the line of scrimmage for St. Peter's Prep. They average about 260 across the board. Not too shabby for high school football. Look at 5-1 on the defense coming up to make the play. Chris Aponte saw it coming.
And you know, he's king, Cabral Edley. Like you said before, how does Carlos Perez get so wide open? And that's the ring on St. Peter's, big down situation. You know they're giving it to Edley, and a good job by Chris Aponte. He was looking for number 20, and before Edley could get through that line, he was all over.
You know, we saw St. Peter's earlier in the year. We were looking forward to seeing Joe Nolan, their punter, going to Penn State, and they dominated their opponent. We didn't see too much of Joe. We're seeing a lot of Joe Nolan tonight, and that's not good news for the Marauders.
And Joe Nolan will tell you that.
Nolan gets off a nice one. High ball, lands about the 23. It's Carlos Perez. First man can't get him. Carlos Perez crosses the 30-yard line into a couple tacklers where they take him down at about the 32. Good job by the punt team for St. Peter's to corral up Carlos Perez.
Yeah, difficult decision for Mike Quick. You come down here, you're watching some of the possible, at the Tri-State Heisman players that he selects and brings down to the Heisman trophy room to have breakfast with the winner. And he comes down, he's thinking Terrell George, he's thinking Cabral Edley, and then you got Carlos Perez doing what he does. I don't know, Jimmy. That's a tough player to leave off a team like that.
You sound like another one of the many lobbyists who approached Mike Quick during the course of a high school football season.
It's a great day, it's a great breakfast, and everybody wants to get on board. Even you, Jim. I've seen you down there a few times.
I don't miss any free breakfast. First down and 10. Inside handoff for Hoboken. This third quarter, some time has gone by. 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Tyrell Dortch having a good day, but his counterpart in that backfield also having a good day. Vladimir Ventura, nearly 130 yards for Vladimir Ventura. It's also been a good day for the sophomore, Giovanni Sosa. So Hoboken really spreading it around here on this Friday night MSG Cablevision Game of the Week, showing how powerful they are, a team that has won 18 straight ball games. Here's Ventura, looking to bounce outside. Nice job by the right side of the defense for St. Peter's. They held their containment, strung out the play, and Ventura had nowhere to go.
Hey, you talked about the dominance of Hoboken the last few years. We mentioned Chris Sims and Ramapo. Chris gets down to Texas, and the players are looking at the top recruited quarterback in the nation. Hey, how many state championships did you win there in New Jersey? I won one my junior year. I lost 3 times to Hoboken. So that just points out the dominance of this Hoboken program. You can have a player like that at a national level, but yet Hoboken each year found a way to win the state championship.
Group 3, tough group in the state of New Jersey. Third down and 6, a little motion by Sosa. Back to pass, looking. Deep ball. Got his man! Giovanni Sosa! Giovanni down inside the 5-yard line. Wilfredo Gomez on the money once again.
Jimmy, I swear to you, I came to a practice earlier on this year, and I was watching the Hoboken quarterback, and I was looking at the backup quarterback, who was Wilfredo Gomez, and I said to that assistant, that's your backup? What does he have to do to become the starter? Look at the throw that he makes here, Jimmy. You can't say enough about the way this kid just gets the ball downfield.
Wilfredo Gomez, 4 touchdown passes on the season, showing he can throw the deep ball. Giovanni Sosa in stride. Giovanni, little juggling act right there, but the sophomore, he gathered it in. And not for a saving push out right there by the defense. Number 9 trailing the play, Mohamed Riaz. And Hoboken is knocking at the door once again from the 5-yard line, out of the wing tee. First and goal, Hoboken. Gomez, first back through with Tyrell Dortch, put it in the books. Uh-oh, Dortch pulls up on the right side. Could it be a cramp?
Might be a cramp, Jimmy.
He was untouched virtually going into the end zone.
Looks like a cramp in the calf.
The good news for Hoboken, 6 more points on the board. The bad news, you're looking at it right there. They're all-American back. Arguably the best back in the state of New Jersey on the ground right now.
Jimmy, he might arguably be the best back in the nation.
Take another look. He's untouched. I think this is a cramp. Because a cramp comes it comes a little slow. He's feeling it. Oh, and now all of a sudden he really feels it.
You've had a few of those in your day, cramps.
Few of those. Most of the time because I don't wait long enough after eating to go swimming.
Stomach cramps, yes.
Tyrell Dortch on the ground. There's got to be some concern as we have it. I mean, yes, it could be a pulled muscle of some sort. No one says you have to get hit in this business to have an injury. But
just Vinny Testaverde, that question.
Just didn't look. Boy, do we hope. And does all the eyes... Crowd in Hoboken rises to their feet and lets the young man known as George Snow. He's Second down and 7. Two receivers split wide right. Kellen Williams brings them up. His team trails by 19. They're swinging out to Cabral Edley. Edley goes right, cuts it back. Inside looking for yardage. Picks up a couple on the play. But the pursuit along that left side of Hoboken's defense did a good job to contain Cabral Edley.
Looked like Dorsch was able to grab the ankles of Edley and bring him down.
And right now, if you're on St. Peter's sidelines, if you're a fan of the Marauders, you're thinking, man, we need Cabral Edley to break loose. We need this guy to take one the distance, pump some light back into St. Peter's and the Marauders. He's their primetime player. Richie Hansen knows how important Cabral Edley is to this program. They need him to put up some quick points in this game as they trail by 19. And they haven't scored for a long time. They scored on their first series of the game. And it's been a long while in between drinks of the end zone for St. Peter's on this night. Third down and 5. Kellen Williams from the shotgun. Trips left for St. Peter's. Williams going right into keeper. Williams is going to get the first down. Good looking play from St. Peter's. Sprinting out Kellen Williams on the keeper.
We haven't seen that since their first drive, Jimmy. We said he was a weapon. And he's more dangerous as a runner, Jimmy. If I was St. Peter's, I would find ways to get the ball into his hands out of the quarterback position as a running back, as he makes things happen.
Set play all the way for Kellen Williams. Athletic. Good speed, good quickness. Maybe not all the size in the world from the quarterback position, but he can make some plays out there. First and 10, third quarter here on your MSG Game of the Week. 1 minute to go in the third quarter. The team in white, St. Peter's, trails by 19. Cabral Edley right side and out of bounds. He'll pick up about 5, but get out of bounds. The clock will come to a halt.
I talked to Rich Hansen at halftime, and I said to him, do you try to get back to, ball control offense that you had in that first drive? And he said, we'll take anything right now. We need to have something positive happen for us. So, he was really upset that his team was able to start off well, and they went away from it.
Yeah, Rich Hansen, to the point, no-nonsense football coach. Second down and 3. Williams looking, feels the pressure, steps up to drop the ball. Drop the ball is still loose. Finally, Hoboken cannot get their hands on it. St. Peter's will maintain possession. Mike Biondo
jumped on it. There you go, Jim. Williams had the ball stripped.
Anthony Boyd, the junior, really cannot be feeling too good, and we hope everything works out for him. St. Peter's in punt formation. They will down it at the 41-yard line, and Hoboken's offense will come back on the field. And for Hoboken, there's Carlos Perez still down on the field as they're working on that left calf, just massaging it. It's like an exaggerated cramp. That right calf, I should say.
That's the right foot, the right leg, Jimmy. Usually that's on the right side.
I thought I was looking in a mirror. And good news, just as we go to this shot, Carlos Perez will come to his feet. Maybe Carlos Perez will say, those 2 balls I dropped, I was cramping up.
That's cramping up.
First and 10. The prerogative for Hoboken, play mistake-free football in this fourth quarter, and they should be fine. Here's Tyrell Dorsch left side. Tyrell turns the corner. Look out here. Hold on to your head. Dorsch inside the 20. Cuts it back. Spectacular. Tyrell Dorsch.
Jimmy, it don't get better than that. How did he not get pushed out of bounds, Jimmy? He was on the sideline, and somehow he kept his bounds, and not too many people can do that on the high school level. That is a tremendous run by TD, number 34, Tyrell Dorsch.
Well, folks, up early on a Sunday morning around the tri-state area, getting a good look at a back who you will continue to see over the next couple of years, either be at Florida State, Notre Dame, Ohio State, you name it, any one of the Division I top 20 programs will be lucky to get Mr. Tyrell Dorsch in their program. He is flat out special. Galarza in for the extra point, and there it is. Finally, Hoboken able to cash in on one of those extra points. Bud Baby talk about highlight runs. They will talk about this one. Tyrell Dortch, first through the point of attack, using the vision. Run by the first defender. Now looking around. Who's going to be his next victim? Right about here, you're saying he's along the sidelines. Just knock him out. Look at the quickness right here. And now one man to beat the big cutback. Oh, man.